8.5 Angles of elevation and depression. An angle of elevation is the angle formed by the horizontal line in an observer's line of sight to an object above that horizontal line. So we're going from the horizontal up. That is our angle of elevation. Our angle of depression is the angle formed by the horizontal line and the observer's line of sight below that horizontal line. So we're looking down at an object. So if it's elevation, your head is tilted up, you're looking up. If it's angle of depression, your head is tilted down, you're looking down at the object. In the first example, Leah wants to see a castle in an amusement park. They sight the top of the castle at an angle of elevation of 38 degrees. They know that the castle is 190 feet tall. If Leah is 5.5 feet tall, how far are they from the castle to the nearest foot? So we need Leah, and they want to know how far the castle is, how far away. So that's going to be our horizontal distance to our castle. So here's our castle. I don't know, it's got whatever. I'm not a great artist. You get the idea. We have our castle. Here's our, big door. Okay. So here's our lovely castle. And we know that our castle is, we know that Leah is 5.5 feet tall. So 5.5 feet. Okay. We also know that Leah wants to see this castle. So the angle of elevation to the top of the castle is 38 degrees. We also know that this castle is 190 feet tall. Okay. So really what we're going to do is create a right triangle. Okay. What we're looking for is that horizontal distance between Leah and the castle. So that's going to be our x. And we need to know the other side of the triangle. There's no way to get the hypotenuse, but this vertical side we can get. Okay. The 190 is referring not just to the height of the castle, but that also includes the height of Leah. So we're going to subtract 190 minus 5.5 to figure out how tall it is, really from her eyes up. I know we're, off by maybe an inch or two because your eyes are a little bit further down, but we get the idea. All right, so 184.5. So this side is 184.5. All right, so now we know the opposite side from the angle, and we know we want the adjacent side, and that is a tangent problem. So we're going to do the tangent, right? Think SOHCAHTOA. We're going to do the tangent of 38 degrees is equal to 184.5 divided by x. We'll switch these, and that's going to give us that x is equal to 184.5 divided by tan of 38. And that's going to give us, also make sure you're in degrees when you go to type this in, about 236 we said nearest foot, okay, 236. About 236 feet away. So she's pretty far away from that castle. All right, the next one, we have a search and rescue team. It's airlifting people from the scene of a boat accident when they observe another person in need of help. If the angle of depression to this other person is 42 degrees and the helicopter is 18 feet above the water, what is the horizontal distance from the rescuers to this person to the nearest foot? All right, so we have to have a helicopter. Please excuse my drawing. I am not a very good artist. So here's my helicopter, right? Something like this. Okay, so my helicopter is above the water. We've got our water. And the helicopter sees another person. So here's our person down here. And that person is from the way that the helicopter is flying down to that person. That angle of depression, that's our angle of depression, is 42 degrees. We know that our helicopter is 18 feet above the water from here to here. And we want to know the horizontal distance. We want to know how far away the person is from the helicopter. So that is my x. I have two ways that I can solve this. I can either use this triangle up top, which there's nothing wrong with using, or more often than not, you'll see people use this triangle down at the bottom. In order to use this triangle at the bottom, what we need to know is that we really have alternate interior angles. Okay, so if we think of this as being that zigzag Z that we get, this angle and this angle are the same. If the helicopter looks down at the person and it's 42 degrees, that person looks up at the helicopter, they also are looking at 42 degrees. So that's kind of how we get away with that. All right, we have our opposite side and we have our adjacent side. And again, we're going to use tangent. So tangent of 42 is equal to 18 over x. Because the x is in the denominator, we're just going to switch these guys out. So we're going to get that x is equal to, we've got 18 over tangent of 42. And again, we'll rely on the calculator. Don't forget to make sure you're in degree mode. So 18 divided by tan of 42, and that's going to give us about 20 to the nearest foot, so about 20 feet.